Have you ever sat where your engine is supposed to be? Neither have I until today. And that was a struggle, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's have a look. Volkswagen have produced over 100 million cars since they first started production back in 1937, with the Volkswagen Golf being the most popular. The Mk3 Golf was actually one of my first cars, so I've got a bit of a soft spot for these type of cars. I haven't owned a car for the past 11 years. I went on Facebook Marketplace, saw a Mk3 Golf online and had to get it. A bit about this car: I drove it for about 6 months and it just had a recent MOT, the annual inspection for the UK, and it was okay. As and when things broke, I just had to keep fixing them. There's a long list of things I had to do. I drove it for about 6 months. I then had to go back to work, so now it's been sat at my mum's on her driveway doing nothing. I've come back, I want to get it back on the road, but the annual inspection has expired, so I need to get inside, figure out if this thing will run, try and get it through an inspection to get it back on the road, and we'll film the whole thing. First thing to do is get the car running, try and get it moving. It's not moved, like I say, for the last 5 months. Hey, no battery. Brilliant. First thing to do is take the battery out, because we just checked the battery's flat. No power, no nothing. The battery's clearly drained over time. So I guess let's get the battery out, get it on charge, and then we'll try and start the car up. It runs, at least. For how long for? Don't know, but we will figure out what's up with it now. I'm going to get it to temperature and then we'll work out what we need to do next. It runs well. The engine sounds really nice. Well, the exhaust sounds terrible, but the engine itself is running really smooth. The next question is, does it move? Them brakes looked a bit crusty. The answer is yes, but that didn't sound good. I think the rust just needs to take it for a spin to take it off. Next thing, I guess we need to check, does the battery hold its charge? Let's hope it does, then we can fully charge it. If not, new battery. Moment of truth. Oh, come on. Oh, that wasn't horrendous. The battery is still on here, so I may be able to use the charger again now. The car has now been sent for its test. So what I'll do is I'll give you a bit of the history of the car, where I got it from, and how long it's not been on the road for, and the reason why I don't think it's going to pass this inspection. And whilst the car got sent for its inspection, I've also had a haircut because my hair was a disaster. The car itself come from Facebook Marketplace and it was local to where I'm living. The price I paid $1,800, which is quite expensive for what it is. But the thing that intrigued me was the car had been MOT'd and had the annual inspection for that year that I bought it, but it hadn't had a previous inspection for the previous 12 years. So the car's been off the road for 12 years. When I owned it, it had loads of problems. First, the radiator had a leak, then the cam belt needed changing, the expansion tank had a leak, some of the hoses kept leaking, the water pump failed, the crankshaft position sensor failed, which caused me to break down in the middle of winter, which was fun. Thanks for the AA man, he was a really big help and told me exactly what the problem was. The cam belt tensioner needed replacing, the oil cooler had a leak, so that needed replacing, and then some more hoses kept failing. The fuel filter needed changing because the car kept being quite lumpy on running, and the side trims had just rusted and fallen off. Oh, another bit. So based on the history of the car, I drove it for about 6 months, and every month something was breaking. So a lot of that stuff that's been changed, what was that doing? A lot of that stuff that's been changed, either because it broke on me or because I looked at something, realised it hadn't been changed, like the cam belt, and just done it as preventative maintenance, just so it didn't snap on me whilst I was driving. So the plan for the car is to get it back 100%, but first and foremost get that inspection result back, see what actually needs to be done to it to get it back on the road, and then we'll go from there. Now, moment of truth. Just got home and I have the result. I thought it was going to fail on almost everything, to be completely honest, but it has. It didn't pass, let's just get that straight, but it only failed on two things, two major failures that need to be repaired immediately. First, seatbelt anchorage, area strength or continuity significantly reduced at the back. So that means, I guess, a bit of welding needs to be done. I didn't think this car needed any welding. That's the reason I bought it. I thought the chassis was quite solid. So that one surprises me. Second one is service brake excessively binding near side rear. And I think that's probably because it was sat doing nothing for 5 months. And like when we tried to move it initially, it was quite difficult to go forward and backwards. So I reckon if I just replace all the brakes, it could be the caliper. It might not just be the rusty discs and pads. It could be the caliper, which I'll look into. But everything else, that's not bad. That's all right. Above and beyond what the official inspection says that it needs to be fixed, there is another list. And the list that I have, the things that I know that are wrong with this car is a lot longer than 2. So I'll run through what I know is wrong with this car, and then we can sort of work out what the plan is, the plan of attack to get this back to 100%. How do we do it and what's it going to cost? When looking at the other list that I have of the faults I know is wrong with this car, first and foremost, one of the tyres has a slow puncture, which keeps going down every month or so. The suspension, which I'm trying to rock the car here, but all the suspension is so soft, it's not normal. The engine itself, it's rickety, it's creaky, there's leaks here and there and everywhere coming from the pipes, connections, the hoses. The headliner is real saggy, absolutely destroyed, so this whole thing needs ripping out. One of the light bulbs on the dash has gone out. The fan blower just blows dust all in your face. I think all of the seals have just perished, quite a common fault on these cars. The ABS light doesn't come on. I'm suspecting that there's a problem with the ABS, either the sensors or the main module. The clutch makes a whirring noise when you depress it. The rear number plate has a bulb out. The exhaust has a blow and it knocks when you turn right, only when you turn right, not when you turn left. There's a leak coming from underneath, so a coolant leaks from somewhere, which I need to address. The side trims which we saw, they just rusted and fell off, so I need replacements for that. The seat doesn't lock in position, the driver's seat, so it's just free floating. The car doesn't rev past 5,000, so there must be a problem with timing potentially. So with all these issues, we need to make a plan of attack. How do we get this car back on the road safely, but how do we bring it back to as it should be? First and foremost, I plan to take the engine and gearbox out and refurbish the gearbox and then give the engine a complete overhaul. Then we'll run through the MOT failure points and make sure that we can pass all of those. Replace the brakes as part of that because all the brakes have probably not been changed in 15 years. Check the ABS fault to get that fixed. Remove and repair the headliner, then put everything back together, hopefully in one piece. Send it for the last inspection and hopefully get this thing back on the road. Now, a few days have passed. I've made my notes. I've done a bit of research, made my notes. Based on the plan, take the engine out. Have I ever taken an engine out? No. Am I a bit nervous? Yes, absolutely. But confidence is key in it. Confidence is key. How hard can it be? Remove battery. Drain the coolant, so I've got to get a bucket ready. Under there. Get off. How do I do that then? Change of plan, because that one is solid. I'll take this one off instead. This one is also stuck. Wow. These are matrix pipes. Power steering belt. Power steering belt. Label and remove all of the connectors. Everything labelled, which is going to hopefully make my life easier. This took a lot longer than I thought. Just every connector, every hose, everything. I've just given a letter and made a note in my book. So hopefully when I put it all back together, I know where everything goes. Now the labelling yesterday took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, and it started raining heavily. So today I'm shorts and t-shirt, not because it's hot outside, it is cold, but because I just got soaked. I was laying on the floor underneath, on top, just getting absolutely drenched. So today, I've got no choice but to wear this. I'd need some of them like work pyjamas, them blue things. I've also got some gloves because my hands yesterday were gross. So hopefully this saves me from washing my hands for 2 hours to get them clean. Next thing on the list, new day, new item on the list, get the front of the car off. So we'll try and do that now. And as I go along, I'm just going to put the screws I take off into little bags. That way I know where they come off and where they go back. So I'm trying to take the hood latch off, but I need to take this one off first, which is just held in with some clips. How do you come off? I cannot see. I cannot see. There. Aha! Gotcha. Almost jumped at me. And then another one. Okay. Wow, bingo. And here is the last one. What next? There's some bolts behind here that hold the bumper on. So first things first, these have got to come out. That come out rather easy. Don't know if that's a problem. But there's one there and one there. Okay. Ooh, crikey. And the same on this side. Okay, so hopefully now the whole thing just comes off. Where did that go? There we go. And just like that, the front of the car is off with damage to the gloves. That didn't last very long. Next thing, airbox. This thing. Okay. That. was easy. Alternator belt. One bolt there. Must be another one. That one maybe. Yes. Okay, come on. Get off. Go on. Do as you're told. Go on. Ooh. Nice. Next is the power steering pump, but we don't disconnect. We just push to the side. How do I do it though? Do I just take the pump off itself, this bit, or do I take the bracket off? Okay. The Bentley manual says with bracket, so the whole thing has to come off. One. Any movement? No. Okay. Oh, choking myself there. Bottom. Top. Oh, that concentration. There we go. Okay. So now I can see this moves. So it should be one more here. That was loose. Right. There we have it. That should now fall off, I hope. Oh, there's another one on the back. You little git. Right. Oh, now that moves. Gear off. Don't snap. Don't break. Please. Oh, get off, you bastard, you. Oh. Okay. I'm going to tie that there so I don't bust it. Although I think my power steering pump's on its way out. These gloves ain't very good. Gone through bloody loads of them. Or maybe I'm just bad, rubbish. Don't blame the gloves, blame yourself. I want to tie this up. Come on. Just put it on. I ruined it already, look. What a knob. Okay, what next? Unbolt power steering pump. Remove inner series flanges. Sure. I might have to lift the car up for that, because they're not easy to get to. But how do I get a jack in that side? I'll figure it out. How hard can it be? I've had a little Google, and yep, I think I need to jack the car up. But I don't have space this side, so I think I'm just gonna use this bit. I don't know if that's allowed, safe, but I've got no choice, got no space. So I'm gonna do it. It's going up. But not enough. What do I do now then? I'm about this much off. What can I do? Just need to get them under. Plan B. Do I have a plan B? What if I put this I don't know about that. No, that's not going to work. Got no choice. I will have to try. I'll have to try, won't I? Okay, yes. Yes. Nice. We need to get to them bolts there. Right there. But I need to be able to turn the wheel. So the reason you need to lift the car up is so that... Yes. I can do that. Whew. Now, I'm not working with much space. So, I think my hands are getting right in the way. Oh, bingo. Right. Ouch. Oh. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun at all. But that was really handy. Go, mate.
Justin George.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Sick.
Nice. Nice one.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks so much. I don't know. He's on there. I'll tackle that another time. Oh, so the last thing to do, best till last, is the manifold. Hence why I just sprayed a bit of that on there. They've probably been on there for 30 years, never been off, so I imagine they're going to be hard. Proper hard. So I've soaked them, I'll give them a bit, but the problem is the bolts come down, so I don't know if this is going to work its way in, unlikely. So it's probably useless. But I'll let it soak a bit and then I'll try, won't I? So a few days have passed. I've had some work to do. My day job has taken up a lot of time, a lot of meetings, a lot of things I need to build and get ready. So this has taken a back seat. Also, the exhaust manifold bolts were a bit intimidating. I didn't want them to snap and I didn't know how to get to them. So I soaked them for a few days using the penetration fluid. And I haven't filmed it, but I'm back on it today. And they come out pretty easy, to be honest. They weren't as horrendous as my brain was telling me they were going to be. The only thing I did is I didn't heat them up or anything like that. I just tightened them till I heard it crack, and then I just started loosening them out. Access is not the best. If you had a ramp, it'd be a lot easier. If you was to take the intake manifold off and the throttle body off, it'd be a lot easier. But these out in one piece. So now, going through the list. So looking at what we've done, disconnect the battery, drain the coolant, remove the alternator, power steering belts, remove and label the hoses, wires and cables, everything that I could see, which I've labelled them all here as well, so I know what letter goes to what. connector. Remove the air filter housing. Label and disconnect fuel supply and return hoses. I haven't done that yet. I think there's 2 there. I don't know what ones they are, and I don't want fuel to pour all over my drive, so I just want to make sure I've got some cardboard or something underneath first. Remove upper radiator mounts and bolts and the electrical connectors. So that's been done. Remove the front panel assembly. That was done. Unbolt power steering pump and bracket. So that's hanging loose there. Remove inner CV flanges. The drive shafts have been disconnected. This one come loose. This one hasn't. I just can't get access to it. So when I lift the engine, hopefully I can just knock it free. Disconnect exhaust pipe from exhaust manifold. That was then bolts. That one is now done. That has made me very happy. So now there's only a few things to do. Label and disconnect remaining wiring. So I need to go over and just confirm that everything's disconnected and remove any remaining connectors and ground straps. I think I've done them, but I'll just double check. Detach clutch cable, this one. I've put the thing on here, but I need to YouTube how to get it off. I don't know how to get it off. Then attach the engine crane and start lifting it up. There's only 3 engine mounts. So once the engine crane's on, 3 engine mount bolts are off, it should be a case of taking it out. My engine crane also just arrived yesterday, so I've built it and it's behind, but we'll see it in a minute. But for now, remaining connectors, pipes, label them up, disconnect them, and gear linkage. Gotcha. Another day's passed, engine is still not out. Yesterday I had to go and get some shackles, little shackles for the engine crane, because the ones I had, the hooks wouldn't fit direct. But today is the day. Final thing to do, got 3 engine mounts to come out, which we'll do now. Then we can start lifting it up. It has to come out today because I need to go away for work tomorrow. Crane is on. Now for the engine mounts. So front engine mount. Kill. Left-handed, come on. There you go. 1. Rear engine mount. 2. And the final one, which is down here and looks like a nightmare to get to. Yes! Gotcha. Number 3. Now, it should be a simple case of lifting it up. We hope. Let's try. That's moving. That back one's moving. Is that moving? Ah, there's one more screw. Bolt, whatever it's called. And it's deeper. Oot. Don't do that. Or that. Yes, come on. That'll do it. Round 2. Yeah, that's moving now. Yes. That's free. None of that's attached. That's free. That's free. That's free. That's free. Oh, one more pipe. There. There's one more pipe connected. Yeah. The exhaust needs to come all the way off. Get off, you git. Come on. That's almost off, like. I think I just got to shake it. It's there, but it's snagged on the exhaust manifold. Okay, keep moving. What if I get a spanner in there? And there she goes. So you can see it's loose. It's like it's got to go. I think that whole thing is in the way. So does the engine have to go down? I reckon everything is loose now. The battery box is in the way, and that frame is in the way, the gearbox. Other way, last resort, I take the gearbox off, take them out separate. But I think if I tilt the engine down, I should be able to get it out. To do that, God bless this thing. See that? Bloody hit it again. Right, maybe not. Do I push it that way? And then... yeah, I don't think that's coming out. Another way I can do it is if I take this off, then I can drop it and bring it forward in one go. Yeah. 16 millimeters. Who uses 16 millimeters? Bloody weirdos. 16. Absolute weirdos. Right. And to be honest, looking at these bushes, they look terrible. So it might be worth doing. I'll take that off as well, just so I don't destroy it. That can go down out the way. Back to the odd 16mm bolt. Hey. Oh, I need 3 arms. Are they the same length? Nice. Right. So that's that way. Hush now. So the issue I was having was underneath there, the gearbox. Where's my finger? There. It was hitting the battery box here. And unless you separate the two, there's no way of getting it out. So thankfully, this bar here, this support bar, come off real easy. But I don't want to disconnect the power steering because I don't really want to redo that. Even though I think my power steering pump is shot. But for now, I'm going to keep it like that. So I think the plan now, I'll try and drop it and then bring it forward. See how that goes, eh? Slowly, slowly. Double check. Now can I bring it forward? My hands are sweating, so I can't get these on very well. Nothing new there. Sweatiest of hands. Disgusting. I am scum. Bloody... come on. 50% on, they're fine. Right. Ooh, that's more like it. Just double, triple check. Drive shaft supported. I need to twist it that way. Yes. Come on. That needs to come out of the way. Because that is going to get absolutely busted. Yes. Whoopsie. Oh. It come out. Wow. I was a bit water pump. I was a bit intimidated about that, but that's not as bad as you think it's going to be. Let's get the engine out into the garage. We'll have a proper look inside the engine bay, and then we'll go through the plan of what's happening with this. Not the smartest thing to do. And wheels are shit. Whew. Have you ever sat where your engine is supposed to be? Neither have I until today. And that was a struggle, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's have a look. Where the engine's supposed to be. I did have an exhaust blow, and I reckon that might be part of the culprit. That looks like it's seen better days. The drive shafts also. This did go for an MOT, and they didn't catch that gaping split in the joint there. That shouldn't have passed. The bushing, that front bar I took off, and all these bushes, one there, one on the front, they all look cracked and cruddy, so I'm going to change all them out as well. So, what's the plan? The engine has done about close to 100,000 miles, 96, 97,000 miles. For a 30-year-old car, that is nothing, but a lot of it needs just a refresh. The gearbox, the engine, my plan is to tear the whole thing down and get it looking nice, because it looks very, very crusty. And what I don't want to happen is something fail catastrophically. It's just going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I think whilst the car's off the road and I've got the space to do it, I'll just give it a complete overhaul. Do I know what I'm doing? Have I ever done that? No. Is that going to stop me? Absolutely not. Like I said, confidence is key. If it goes well, pat myself on the back. If it goes wrong, you'll all see it, to be honest. But for now, this is going to be laid out for a week. I've got some bits to order for the gearbox for the engine, the gaskets and the sort of the refresh kits. I myself, I have to go away for work, so I'm going to edit the video in that week. And in the next video, we'll start stripping these bits down. But until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.